Welcome to another Wealth Hack Wednesday, and if you've been on this channel for any time, you know that I talk a lot about finding a mentor. You'll hear that a lot here. What you don't hear a lot though is what happens when you find a mentor. What do you do when you meet with this person, and most importantly, what do you do afterwards? Recently I had a chance to interview Jeff Goins, who is a good friend, an amazing man, best-selling author, has an online course that has made millions, and then in this interview he shared what he does when he meets a mentor, and he also shared what he does with the follow-up. And this was such amazing advice. It's these simple things that many people don't do, and when he shared this, I thought, man, like, this is something that has to be reshared again because it is valuable information that you need to hear. So this is what Jeff has to say about meeting a mentor, and pay special attention on what you do afterwards.
When I would reach out to people, I quickly learned that you don't reach out to pick people's brains.
Thank you for saying that.
I mean, you're getting something from them. You don't reach out to ask for a favor. Like if you ask somebody for their time and then you ask them for something while you're having lunch with them, that's two asks, right? Mm-hmm. And so I realized you're giving me your time, that's already a gift. What can I do to build a relationship with this person? And I realized from my first job that I was still working at, the best way to get an influencer, a teacher, somebody who is more successful than you, pay attention to you, is for you to be teachable. For you to have an attitude of an apprentice. And so when I would go into these meetings, I would go with one question. I would say, how did you do such and such? And I would take notes. And I learned this from my first mentorship sort of relationship with my boss, because he would say, are you writing this down? And I would go, yeah, sure. And he'd go, what are you gonna do with those notes? And I go, I'm gonna read them. And he would go, no. Anytime you meet with somebody whose time you've asked, you should always bring a notebook. You should write down as many things as you can that they say, and then you should immediately email them afterwards, letting them know what you're going to apply. Here's what I got out of this meeting, and here's what I'm going to do. And so I began to build this network of mentors simply by meeting people, asking them thoughtful questions, writing down what they said, and then I would email them the notes, and then a week or two later when I did something, I would follow up and let them know. And this was one person who I saw her speak at a conference or something, and I said, I don't know, Skyped with her or something. She wasn't local. And that's another thing, is a scene doesn't have to be a local place. It can be a digital scene because we're all connected. And she just made $40,000. She's a stay-at-home mom at the time, and she made $40,000 with a self-published book that just blew up. Wow. She was eager. This is another thing, as you know, people are eager to share how they succeeded, at least in this space of online marketing. And so, I just reached out to her and asked her, what did you do? And she gave me all kinds of great advice.
Isn't that awesome advice? And it's so funny because after this interview, it was 2 weeks after this that I was meeting with this guy that is well worth over $100 million. I was going up to his 30,000 square foot home, and I'm like, what am I gonna ask this guy? Like, I started running through all these questions and ideas and things that I would ask. And I remember thinking what Jeff said about taking notes as you are asking questions. So guess what I brought with me? Yes, a notebook, so that I could ask this mentor the questions that I need to answer and also write them down. I mean, it was timely advice because that's something that I typically didn't do. So for Jeff to share that and for me to implement it, it was just really, really good timing. So I hope the next time that you meet with a mentor that you do the same thing, that you take notes, that you listen and you follow up, because they want to hear it. They want to hear that you took their advice, that you applied it, you took action, and you saw results. Like, there's nothing that gives back more to someone that was willing to invest their time into you, that you took their advice, you made an investment in yourself, and you saw results. All right, y'all, hope you enjoyed this Wealth Hack Wednesday. Be sure to subscribe for the next Wealth Hack Wednesday, because guess what? We got a new one coming to you every single Wednesday. This is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.